Alright, boys and girls, welcome to the DFS experience for Thursday, December 21st. This video is brought to you by our friends over at Thrive Fantasy, the player prop website where you can play against the house or play against other players in contest format. You do get a deposit match up to $250 if you use my promo code DFSChapo, or you can use the link that's in my description. Alright, we got a 6-game slate on DraftKings and a 7-game slate on FANDUEL. We're going to start with DraftKings. We're going to start with point guard Halliburton. His price is coming down. He's coming back down to earth. He's an okay play. Ja's back. Memphis is good again. 10.8, you can get to him if there's value, but I won't break my neck trying to get to him. Donovan Mitchell, if he's in, 10.3, fire him up. If he's not in, then you go right back to Porter. 2 weeks ago, I told you guys, listen, don't play Porter unless both Garland and Mitchell is out. Mitchell was out today. Obviously, there's no Garland. Porter should have been your first person in. You feel me? SGA 10.2, always in play. Morant 9.5, underpriced. Amazing matchup. Going to be very popular. I'm playing him. 9.5 in the matchup against Indiana. He might go for 50 real points. Harden 9.3 in play. Dame Dollar seems to have found himself. Comfortable in Milwaukee. Fire him up. I almost thought this said Pat Connaughton. I was about to say what? Cade Cunningham, 8.6. He's in play. Good matchup. Kobe White's in play. Great matchup. Sexton, 7.7. Absolutely in play. McCollum's in play. Westbrook, Vassell. THT, you could take a shot on. Keontae George will pay attention to that news. McConnell is 6.5, but I don't know why. Cole Anthony, 6.2. He's fine. Bruce Brown, 6.1. He's okay. I'm very scared of the Indiana Wings. And I know you are too. Giddy's okay. Don't really like his minutes. Dunn, you could take a shot, but if Keontae George is back, Dunn might be done. You feel me? Marcus Smart, you want to pay attention to, but he'll probably be on a minutes limit if he does play. Sohan, Ivy, they're just there. Killian Hayes, if Killian Hayes can't go, you give a bump to Ivy. Branham, these guys not really feeling on Porter. If there's no Mitchell, you're going right back to Porter Jr. Nothing to talk about, just playing. The rest of these guys I can't get to right now. Let's go to shooting guard. Baines in play. You want his price to come down just a little bit, but a great matchup. Ingram's in play. Matherin's in play. Strus gets a bump if there's no Mitchell. Healed. Middleton, I'm scared of. Levert gets a bump if there's no Mitchell. But I don't like his minutes. You know, I'm playing him, but I don't like his minutes. They're really babying him. You feel me? Caruso, you could take a shot. Norman Powell, there's no Paul George again. Murphy's just there. Beasley's just there. The rest of these guys I can't touch. Let's go to small forward. Kawhi's in play. Markkanen, DeRozan, Wagner. Brandon Ingram's been playing well. Keldon Johnson, pay attention to that news. Middleton's playing like 30 minutes, so you can play him. He's just the third option. You want to pay 6.6K for the third option? That's fine, whatever you want to do. Ausar Thompson, I prefer him on FanDuel, but he's lost his pizzazz. You feel me? He was a DFS monster the first month of the year. Things change, it's all right. As things change, you got to change along with it. You feel me? Jalen Williams, 6.4. He's fine. Fanachekio, if he starts, you could take a shot. Herbert Jones has been disappointing. He could probably take a rest. Okoro's an okay play, but not something I'm jumping to get to. What is this guy's first name? Vince. I knew that. Vince Williams, if he starts again, you could take a shot on him. You should get open shots all night long. His price did come up, though, so he's not like a must-play. Dort, I refuse to play. Coffee, if he starts again, if there's no Paul George. Niang, it's not really somebody that I'd be really throwing in my lineups. I know he pops on optimizers, but nothing here says cash. You feel me? Nothing here says takedown. Let's look for some tournament winning fantasy points. 18, 16, 6, 6, 7, 5, 20, 20, 19, 6. All right, we get the point. Let's continue. Power forward. Giannis, we're paying attention to that news. Wemby, we would love to play Wemby. We would love to play Wemby, especially on FanDuel. If he's in, I play him on both sites, but I prefer him on FanDuel. If he's in, good for him. If he's not, maybe go back to Zach Collins. We got to see how much he is. So we're paying attention to Giannis. If Giannis is out, Bobby Portis, Middleton, Lillard, Brook Lopez all get a bump. If Wemby's out, Zach Collins gets a bump. Keldon, if he's playing, gets a bump. Vassell gets a bump. Banchero, Jaren Jackson. If Zion is out, Trey Murphy gets a bump. Brandon Ingram gets a bump. Valanciunas, the starters get a bump. You know the deal. Giannis, Wemby, Banchero, Jaren Jackson, Zion will pay attention to. John Collins, all in play. Patrick Williams in play. Zach Collins is probably center only, so we'll cross that bridge in a second. Aldama, we don't probably need. Bobby Portis is good with Giannis in. He looks a lot better with Giannis out. And let's go to center. I'm not really interested in Jetty. Vooch, Miles Turner, Jared Allen, Holmgren, Valanciunas gets a bump if there's no Zion. If there's no Zion and Valanciunas, then Trey Murphy gets a bump, and then what the fuck is going on in New Orleans? I would love to tell you play Cody Zeller. I can't. I don't see if I could play Robinson Earl. If he starts and all these guys are out, I guess. Herbert Jones, okay, Najee Marshall, Trey Murphy, they get bumps, okay? I don't know what's going on in fucking. They must be sick. They must got that bug that everybody's got. Let me check. Yep, Valanciunas is questionable due to non-COVID illness. Makes sense. All right, so we already see how we're gonna approach this slate. We're gonna approach this slate with New Orleans news. Because if you could get Najee Marshall and Trey Murphy without Valanciunas and or Zion, it's remarkable. If you could get those guys without both of them, they're locks. Trey Murphy, Najee Marshall, and if Herbert Jones decides to join us, he can be a lock too. If you're playing without Valanciunas, Zion, and if Cody Zeller's out, even greater. You feel me? So pay attention to New Orleans news and don't say I ain't never tell you nothing. All right, let's continue. All right. Zubac, I've been playing Zubac a lot, absolutely in play. He doesn't close all the time, but the games he doesn't close, he usually hits value, so I don't care. You can't play Jackson right now. Kessler, you could take a shot on. Brook Lopez, 6.1, gets a bump if there's no Giannis. Wiseman's been playing okay. Zach Collins is 5.5. He's still too cheap if there's no Wemby. Go right back to him. Wendell Carter, absolutely in play. 23 minutes, 17 fantasy points. We're looking for his minutes to come up a little bit, but as his minutes come up, so will his salary. So we'll just keep an eye on him. And the rest of these guys, we don't really need. Even if Miles Turner was out, they already got Jalen Smith priced up, so they're on top of it. We're about to go to FanDuel real quick and breeze through the player pool. If you're new here, welcome. Appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit the bell, thumbs up. If you're struggling to cash, NBA is giving you a hard time, no problem. I could send you my lineups, my finalized optimal lineups right before lock, or I could build you your own lineups. All you gotta do is check out the Patreon link in the description. FanDuel player pool stays the same. SGA, Halliburton. We're paying attention to Mitchell. You probably play though. Morant looks good on both sides. Dame Dollar with no Giannis looks great. Harden is good. Cunningham, Kobe White, McCollum looks good. McCollum looks amazing if there's no Zion or Valanciunas or both. Pay attention to news. I can't stress that enough because that's how you win. You gotta you're like a sniper, right? So before tip off, you're waiting with your sniper rifle and you're just waiting for that news. And when you get the news that you need, you hit the shot. And then when you hit the shot, everything falls into place. You get all your value. On DraftKings, you could play players specifically. The players in the earlier games, you put them in the first spots, and then you put the players in the later games on the bottom, utility, forward, guard. That way, you're continuing to watch news, and if anything else unfolds, you have flexibility. That's how you win on DraftKings. DraftKings is way easy. DraftKings is way easier to win on than FanDuel. FanDuel is just like pick a player, pick a player, pick a player, pick a player, pick a player. DraftKings is a lot of strategy. All my takedowns are on. I probably have one takedown on FanDuel and like 5 or 6 on DraftKings. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a. If you're patient, you know what I'm saying, you'll get your shot. You feel me? Don't say I ain't never tell you nothing. All right, Sexton, fine, Giddy. I'm not really on D'Angelo right now. Westbrook, I don't like his minutes. Cole Anthony is okay. McConnell's okay. I don't see me getting to him at 6K with Halliburton healthy. The rest of these guys I can't get to right now. Craig Porter, maybe if there's no Mitchell. We gotta wait for news. Anthony Edwards is in play 9.6. Bane is in play. Reeves, you could take a shot. Middleton looks better with no Giannis. Jalen Williams is fine. LeVert looks good with no Mitchell. Vassell looks good with no Wemby. Strus looks good with no Mitchell. Mathurin, very risky. Him and Buddy Hield are very scary players to the roster. Also, Thompson, if I knew he was getting 30 minutes, I'd play him on FanDuel, but like I said, he ain't the same anymore. Look at his last 5 games, 17, 15, 15. Yeah, putting up junior high numbers. Norman Powell, if there's no Paul George. Beasley, give him a little bit of a boost if there's no Giannis. Ivy, if there's no Killian Hayes. Vince Williams, if you're desperate. I can't play the rest of these guys. Let's go to small forwards. Braun, 10.5. He loves playing in Minnesota for some reason. Absolutely in play. Kawhi's in play. Brandon Ingram, 8.4. We're going to pay attention to New Orleans news. I know I keep saying it, but that's going to be the difference between cashing and not cashing. DeMar's in play. Banchero's in play. Franz Wagner. Bojan. Remember what I said about Trey Murphy and Najee Marshall. Don't forget. Anthony Davis in play 11.5. Wemby, I probably won't play Wemby unless I know his ankle is 100%. Probable, ankle soreness. That's probably the ankle he rolled and fucking kept playing. Oh well. All right. Hope he's 100% quickly because he's still a little bit underpriced. Jaren Jackson. Jared Allen. Collins, both Collins, the Collins brothers, John Collins, Zach Collins. Zach Collins prices come up on FanDuel a lot. Nas Reed, Bobby Portis. We know what I said about Bobby Portis. Don't forget, Patrick Williams is in play. And then Najee Marshall, 4.3. He looks amazing if there's no Zion. And if there's no Valanciunas, he's a lock. Okay. Vooch, Chet, Rudy, Kessler, Miles Turner, Zubac, Brook Lopez, all in play. If there's no Giannis, I probably prefer Brook Lopez, high upside, cheaper of all those guys I just mentioned. Wendell Carter, I'm going to need some type of confirmation that he's going to be playing more minutes. And I think that's gonna be about it. So it's gonna be like a 7-game slate on FanDuel. 7-game slate on FanDuel, 6 games on DraftKings. Player pool is very tight. We got a lot of news to wait for, especially with New Orleans. If everybody plays with New Orleans, the slate gets a lot harder because now you got to really be creative. If players are out from New Orleans, especially Zion, Valanciunas, Cody Zeller, I already gave you the keys and the path to victory. You feel me? So listen, I'm going to go on and get out of here. I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up, check out the Patreon link in the description. If you need lineups or you need help with lineups or you want my lineups, and I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.